Yeah, so let me tell you a little something I just saw. I was just sitting here watching a lesbian podcast, right? And they were sitting here talking about labels, politics, and rules and all this stuff about being queer, lesbian, and everything and stuff, right? So, long story short, after sitting here watching it for a whole hour and 35 minutes, I realized this one girl on that podcast I don't like because she tries to take away the feminine title from women, period. And it's not just with black women, but it's with women, period, that's straight. She feels like she feels that straight women should not have the title of being feminine because femininity it belongs to queer women. And one girl on the podcast was asking her, "Why do you feel that way?" She said, "Because the femininity started with queer women." And I'm like, "No, the fuck it don't. What the fuck is up with her?" And I was like, "She's so she better be so fucking glad to be in Canada." I was like, "I'm glad she's in Canada and not here in the United States, especially in New York." Because one, don't ever take away the feminine title from all of us women. I was like, first of all, we wasn't born to be masculine. We was born to be feminine because we are women. We have female organs. Why on earth would you sit here and say some stupid shit like that? I don't know. Then she said this after the fact that she expressed how she was picked on growing up, how she was never the attractive friend, she was always the ugly friend in the group, or she could never get a date, she could never get a girlfriend, and if she was to dress feminine, she wasn't going to get nobody to want to look at her. She said that nobody takes a second look at her right now, but as a masculine woman, she gets a lot of dates, a lot of flirtations, a lot of people in her DMs. I was like, "Sweetie, just because people is in your DMs and they talking to you and they asking you questions doesn't mean they really trying to be with you. It's a difference. Anybody could be in anybody's DMs and they can flirt with you, compliment you, and have a whole conversation with you. But the question is, are they really gonna fuck with you? Are they gonna really date you? Do they see you as their future?" It's a lot that goes along with this conversation, this topic, and she goes and tries to be the most disrespectful bitch in the fucking world. I don't like her. And then on top of that, you feel like, oh, you could hang out with the BIPOC peoples and think you could get away with half the shit you just said. And I would say for the real ones out here, you already fucking know. And for these motherfuckers like her, she can go to hell for that one because one, you could never get away with that and still think you could still hang out with the girls out here. And then she's called herself trying to make friends because she kept saying it maybe about 2 or 3 times that she wants to make friends. It's hard for her to make friends because of her personality. She says it's hard for her to make friends because of her being too masculine, or when she talks to people she's aggressive, or it's just the way she looks, when it's not even that. People don't realize you can't make friends because of who you are, how you act. If you approach people the wrong way and the shit that comes out your mouth is so fucking negative and is not what people will go for, what makes you think you're going to have somebody that want to talk to you or be bothered with you? I would look at you and keep it moving. And then it was just a matter of her trying to find a date. Now, here's where the funny part comes in when I call her a clown, because she calls herself saying that at one point in high school, she had a crush on a guy, and she thought this guy was going to talk to her and ask her out, only for him to ask her for a favor. Then she comes out and said, well, I could turn around and do favors too. I could ask the nigga for a favor and get what I want and say, fuck him. And then she turned around and said another fucked up thing, which was crazy to me. Even though she don't like or respect men, she don't mind using men for money. She said, oh, fuck you, but you could pay me. And then she said that she have a deep-seated hatred for men because of the fact that nobody wanted her growing up. It wasn't the fact that she was being picked on or called names. She just didn't look the part for these men. And then it's only the men in Canada because she lives in Canada. So I was like, well, you can't just really put that on everybody. it's like you putting that same label on everybody in the world, and then said that, oh, it's okay to hate all men in the world because a few men in your city is just not feeling you. And I'm like, yo, you could be so fucking wrong, and everything you say could be further from the truth. Because I'm like, yo, how can you sit here and attract somebody with that type of attitude and mindset, and then you saying, forget these men, like F these men? And she kept saying it over and over throughout the podcast, F these men, because at the end of the day, these men ain't shit. These men are dumb, they slow, they don't have the sense that God gave them. They say you can't even pick up your own cues, you don't have social cues. And that's another thing she was trying to say, because she said that she has conversations with guys and they tend to not understand her, and she feels like that's because they're stupid, they're not smart. So I'm like, no wonder why you can't get a man to save your life. It says it all right here. And then on the podcast, there's one black queer woman, and I was surprised to see that she agreed with this girl, especially with the feminine part. So I was like, like this doesn't rock with me at all. And I can't stress this enough, how much it's important, how important it is to not say the wrong things out your mouth to cause a community to come at you. A lot of people get so attacked, both verbally and physically, because you said the wrong things on your podcast shows, or you said the wrong things on your videos on YouTube or Instagram, and then expect to not get attacked. You expect for people not to say nothing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you need to be careful with what you say, especially about the opposite sex, because you are bitter and confused as to why men don't want to be with you. You are bitter to the point that it made you turn lesbian. This girl is not a gold star lesbian. You became a lesbian because guys did not want you. You became a lesbian because growing up you got picked on by guys in school for looking a certain way. You shaved your head and the guys thought you was just another butch. And that word butch was used on her up until recently. She decided to change her ways and change her looks. And when I look at her, I was like, it's not much of a difference between how she used to look back then and now. So it's like, what you really doing here? What are you accomplishing? Because the only thing you accomplish is men leaving you alone. Other than that, you didn't accomplish shit.